Hello, my name is Corbin Olsen with Fairway Independent Mortgage.
I'm Jeff Montgomery with Presidio Real Estate.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about the current state of the market and what it takes right now to win an offer in a multiple offer situation. This may seem obvious, but when you are deciding who you want to work with, both realtor and loan officer, it is extremely important you select a team that is going to work extremely hard and maybe a little different than the norm to make sure you get your dream house. There is nothing worse than walking through the home of your dreams with your significant other and saying, yes, this is the house. You can picture your family there, it feels just right, only to find out the next day the seller accepted someone else's offer instead of yours. So to start, Jeff, can you tell us a little bit about the state of the current market?
Yeah, Corbin, it's all about the law of supply and demand. Currently, there are more buyers in the market for a new home than there are homes for sale. Therefore, prices continue to be driven up, and up because the buyer demand is so high and the inventory of homes is low, causing multiple buyers to make offers on almost every home.
Jeff, you've been a top producing realtor for a long time. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, never in my 20 years. I've never seen such a strong seller's market like today. I know there's a high demand from local buyers, but compounding the demand is the number of buyers coming in from out of state.
Jeff, you obviously handle a lot of listings as well. On your listings, does it make a difference about which company or loan officer is on the pre-approval? And then secondly, does it make a difference whether or not the buyer has a pre-underwritten loan approval?
Corbin, it definitely makes a huge difference. Being in the business for over 20 years, you see what companies and loan officers do a great job and those that really don't. So in multiple offer situations, it's not always about who makes the highest offer, but how far along they are in that loan process and what company their loan is with. Well, that will carry a lot of weight in the decision process, and a pre-approval underwritten loan will always put the buyer in the best position to get their offer accepted because they become like a cash buyer. It puts the seller's mind at ease because the deal isn't going to fail.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. You know, it might be helpful for you to explain the definition of pre-qualification, pre-approved, pre-underwritten.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, these terms are kind of intertwined and used differently in the market, so it's good to kind of go through what they both mean. So a pre-qualified buyer is someone who is typically, they've applied for a loan, they've had their credit pulled, but that's basically about it. No one's verified any income or assets as far as where the down payment's coming from. A pre-approval would be the next stage, and that's where a loan officer typically has verified, pay stubs, W-2s, and verified where the down payment is coming from. And then the last one would be a pre-underwritten approval, the next stage, and that's where credit's been pulled, income has been verified, we have pay stubs, we have W-2s, we have bank statements or verified where the assets are coming from, and we've submitted now to underwriting, and now an underwriter has actually verified all that information, and at that point all we need is a purchase contract, an appraisal, and a title report, and they're pretty much as good as a cash buyer.
So Corbin, can you explain how you handle a buyer in this market to make sure their offer has the highest possible chance of being accepted?
Yes, great question. I will say that in almost every case, I try to convince my buyer to take a few extra steps and time required for me to get them a full underwritten loan approval for the same reasons you already mentioned. My pre-underwritten loan approval looks completely different, and it has a stamp right on the front that says underwritten approval that calls attention to it. But then what I do is call the listing agent within a few hours of you submitting the offer. I introduce myself, my 17 years of experience, and then talk about the buyer's ability to close quick because of the fact they are out of underwriting and all we need is a purchase contract, appraisal, and title report. About 50% of the time, the listing agent is going to call me anyways. But me being quick to reach out to them first and make sure they understand the strength of the buyer as almost as good as cash, and then the fact that I'm a professional with lots of experience, it's going to make a big impact on pushing their offer to the front of the line.
Wow, great stuff, Corbin. I think people will enjoy finding out more about the loan process and how to win those multiple offer situations. Appreciate your time today.
Yeah, it's a great conversation.